don't you, Daddy?
Hey!
Yeah, exactly. Hey, hi.
What the hell are you doing?
Who is that?
This is my husband. What are you doing to my husband?
Oh, your husband.
Yeah, my husband.
Tell him who I am.
What are you doing,
Tell him who
woman?
I am.
She ain't
Tell him who I
nobody.
am.
Get
Yeah.
off my husband.
Tell your wife who I am.
Ma'am,
Who am I?
will you please stop touching my husband?
Oh, okay.
I'm fixing to touch you in a way you don't want to be touched if you don't quit touching.
Okay, well, that's fine. You might feel like that.
understand?
He has to. He has touched me in ways that you probably have never been touched at. So tell him who I am.
I'm not saying nothing.
Oh, you didn't tell me you was hairy.
Could you please step back and get your breast out of my husband's eyes?
Oh, my breast has been all over your husband's face.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. They have.
Oh, well, let me tell you. Let me tell you a little
Let me
something
tell
about
you.
me.
See this? See this? See, this is what my man works for to give me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He gave me one of these too. And it may not be an engagement as big as yours, but I have one too. He loves giving rings, don't you, Daddy?
Excuse me.
Cool Daddy.
Stop touching.
Daddy.
Please stop touching.
Okay, listen, let me explain
I
who
don't
I
know
am.
why somebody would call a man they claim to have sex with daddy, but if you got daddy issues, deal with your daddy. Excuse me, why are you touching her?
Oh,
Excuse me.
I think that
Yeah, why don't you check his phone and you'll find out exactly who I am. I'll sit down and I'll wait. Maybe.
Holy, no, you won't sit down by.
Yeah, well, I'll sit right here.
Oh,
Well,
hell yeah, you will sit down by him.
Yeah, so you ain't tell me you was married.
you never asked.
Wow, you're
Hey, like-
such a creep. You ain't even got to worry about me. I need to go and. I cannot believe you. Take off them ridiculous glasses too.
What are you laughing about?
That's funny.
That's not funny.
It is funny because you should not be doing
I'm not
that.
laughing here.
You can't have both. You can't have your cake and eat it too,
I
sir.
did have my cake and I ate both cakes too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I like that shit.
No.
I ate them both.
Jeremiah 3 verse 6, the Lord said also unto me in the days of Zohiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel has done? She has gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there had played the harlot. And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me. But she returned not, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw when, for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away, and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. You see? And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stocks. And see, 2/3, they want to stay here. They want to continue playing the harlot. They want to keep laying down. And this is parabolic, you know. They want to keep laying down, taking this man's ways, his philosophies, you know, dealing with all the craziness this man is getting ready to bring. He's getting ready to institute that MOTB. Societies are collapsing. Okay, they just passed the Genius Act, whereas though they're going to be able to literally establish, a lot of these big companies establish their own cryptocurrency. I heard that Walmart and Apple, and there's another big company, and maybe Amazon, they're going to establish their own cryptocurrency. You know? And they're going to take your buying power. Okay? And then you're going to realize you're going to be ashamed because you ain't going to have nothing. This is where the 2/3 is headed at. Okay? They out here blaming Jake for teaching the Bible the proper way. This is one thing at another, and more madness. And we're at the doorstep of World War III. The fuse is already lit. It just didn't go nuclear yet. Oh, forgive me, Jake. I just woke up. Shalaka. Just gonna get into this. Barakathai Hawa. Barakathai Hawa Shah. Barakathai Hawa. Barakathai Hawa Shah. Barakathai Hawa. Barakathai Hawa Shah. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Bashem Rakaha Kodash Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. I believe those are the prophets. Shalom and salutations to those that teach the likewise doctrine. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua. Shalom to the scattered Israelites across the four corners of the planet. May the Most High and the Son be with you during these trying times.
The surface, however, lies a growing sense that the United Kingdom is coming apart at the seams. King's College London professor of war studies David Betts set off alarm bells this year by saying Britain is headed towards civil war, and he advised people living in its large cities to move before the violence starts.
Imagine Northern Ireland scale, or Northern Ireland in intensity, but on a completely national scale. Attacks on public figures, judges, potentially politicians.
London Daily Telegraph columnist Tim Stanley told us he agrees with Betts that Britain is heading for open sectarian conflict, possibly war, and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
And his argument is this, that first of all, Britain displays many of the signs of being a failed state, such as economic decline.
You see, Esau, his kingdom is failing. Okay? The whole thing is coming down. All right? The whole damn thing. This is Jeremiah 23 verse 19. This is the World English Bible. Behold, the storm of Yahweh, even his wrath, is gone forth. Yes, a whirling storm. It shall burst on the head of the wicked. And hey, we know this man, he's literally getting ready to burst from this World War III. Okay? He's going to be utterly annihilated. It's literally like the Most High allowed him to dig his own grave. Alright? And backsliding Israel, 2/3, they playing the part of the harlot being caught up with this man. Okay? That you can already see they're not going to repent. Eventually they're going to crack down on people reading the Bible, and it's going to be considered treason. You can already feel it in your spirit. So get your mind ready for it. Okay? The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he has executed and until he has performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days you shall understand it perfectly. And hey, what are you seeing? You're seeing more craziness. Let's get back to Great Britain. And they're talking, wait till they close the Strait to Hormuz. Because now they're putting it on the books. Okay? It's going to happen. They're saying Ireland having a talk of alleged civil war, and they took my video down talking about Damona. Even though it's all over the news. Thousands of videos about it. But what they're doing, they're trying to cover up the fact that the 48ers are getting their asses handed to them. Man, they saying allegedly Iran hitting them with all type of stuff. Pakistan giving them weapons. Allegedly North Korea, Russia, China, and they're just testing their new. They're testing all their new weapons now, allegedly in Israel. Besides the nukes, they're giving Iran all different type of stuff. Okay, and now you got situation at the situation. Allegedly Muslims fighting in Great Britain, fighting Christians. Christians being slaughtered all across the planet. Christians being slaughtered in Nigeria, is everywhere. Okay? I think it's like 40 conflicts going on right now across the planet. Let's let this finish playing.
The loss of trust in the police and a fractious and increasingly extreme politics.
At the center of this unrest is a government multicultural experiment that has brought in large numbers of Muslims without requiring them to integrate. More continue to arrive daily. This is Britain's southern border, the English Channel, across from the coast of France. And it's as porous as the Rio Grande River. 2 weeks ago, 1,200 illegal migrants arrived in a single day.
When you have a country in decline, and you add large numbers of new people into the mix, what you end up with is ethnic conflict over resources.
Experts fear.
And this happened in Rome. Actually, it got so bad in Rome, they actually lost a whole city of the migrants. And because they was fighting so much and they was in the midst of collapse, they never got that city back. You see? Let's let this finish playing.
All that might be needed to trigger a civil war is another terror attack. White working class anger exploded last summer when the son of a Rwandan immigrant stabbed 11 children and 2 adults at a dance studio. 3 girls died. Social media posts initially misidentified the killer as an illegal migrant.
Look at that. They letting people like, golly, they letting people like this over there. So you know it's finna to go down. Cause that dude bugged out. He looked extra bugged out. So yeah, it's finna to go down. Okay, let's let this finish playing.
Sparking the worst riots in 10 years. Only much later did police reveal the killer possessed an Al-Qaeda training manual. Right-wing and working-class British are also angry over what they claim is a 2-tier justice system that favors Muslims.
Oh, and remember, your boy Swab said it's going to be a much angrier world. And also, remember, they didn't let 20, 30 million people into the United States. They don't know who these people is. And the Al-Qaeda leader, I did something on it last week. He called for them to start unaliving these people in Mystery Babylon. I think they got 3 or 4 million international Muslims that recently came to the United States. Because you already had a lot of Muslims living in the United States. You see? So yeah, Yahweh Shemi Habashai's aid. He's cranking that dial up. That dial has been cranked up. There's no more mirth. Nothing feels good. This man didn't sign no deals. As far as I know, unless I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. He ain't signed no deals. So, hey, it's going to be a cruel summer. You see?
Last week, this man was convicted of a crime for publicly burning a Quran in a political protest. A Muslim man with a knife who threatened to...
Look at that. This man got a whole... What's that big knife called? Not the steak knife, the other knife. That huge knife that they use to cut like giant fillets and stuff. Look. That knife like a whole foot long. Look at that.
Him faced no charges. Lucy Khan publicly burning a Quran in a political protest.
Here he come.
A Muslim man with a
there you go.
Knife who threatened
You see that?
to kill him faced no charges. Lucy Connolly, a 41-year-old mother, is serving 31 months in prison for a tweet appearing to encourage violence against illegal migrants after the murders of those 3 girls in Southport. She got more jail time than some of the members of this Pakistani sex grooming gang, convicted for child prostitution and having sex with a minor. Add to this rising crime, Orwellian state censorship, and economic decline in many areas. Academic and new...
And remember, 2 weeks ago, they just caught a child trafficking group over in the United States. They had like 100 kids, caught like 200 people. Was it 100 people with 200 kids? Let me pull it up right quick since I brought it up. Yeah, see? There it go right here. You see? Let's keep going. This might have been Houston. It was in Texas, but yeah. See, this is what's going on. Let's keep going. Look at this bottom report. It's a teen thrown off bridge. Hanover Street Bridge. Damn. You see, things are getting more and more crazy. And it would be an Eve to survive, even though we can't swim. You know, a lot of Eves are built for it tough. You know? So yeah, the hearts of many are waxing cold. You see? And this is in Ireland. See? They fighting in Ireland too.
Rayed Al-Wazan moved to Northern Ireland from Iraq in 1990 when bullets and bombs were a part of life in Belfast. The vice chair of the Northern Ireland Council for Racial Equity says until now, he never felt threatened as a member of the divided region's tiny ethnic minorities. After a week of anti-immigrant riots that saw police attacked and the homes of migrants set on fire, he says things have changed. Al-Wazan spoke to Reuters at a Stop the Hate rally in Belfast.
People are afraid to go out because there are violence almost now everywhere in Northern Ireland, and they're scared to go out, scared to go to work, scared to go to school, and scared to go shopping. So people are staying in.
The violence flared first and was most intense in Ballymena, after two 14-year-old boys were arrested and appeared in court accused of a serious sexual assault on a teenage girl. The charges were read via a Romanian interpreter to the boys, whose lawyer told the court that they denied them. The eruption of street violence is particularly dangerous in Northern Ireland due to its legacy of sectarian violence and the lingering role of paramilitary groups. Between 1968 and 1998, more than 3,600 people were killed in a conflict between mainly Catholic Irish nationalists, predominantly Protestant pro-British loyalists, and the British military. Patrick Corrigan is the local director of Amnesty International.
We have a serious problem of endemic racist violence, at times fueled by paramilitary organisations, which is a particularly sinister element in this part of the world, where you have masked men who have recourse to violence to try to tell people where they're allowed to live and where they're not allowed to live.
Segregation along sectarian lines remains common, and the number of recorded race hate crimes is now double that of sectarian offenses, police data shows. Immigration has historically been low in Northern Ireland, where the years of conflict bred an insular society not used to assimilating outsiders. There are other factors at play too, said a Queen's University Belfast professor. The towns involved in the violence all have big economic problems, substandard housing, and rely on industries that need an increasing migrant workforce.
And see, there it is. Them industry jobs, AI get ready to take over everything. And yeah, once they close the Straits of Hormuz, all this shit gonna come down. Okay? People are already angry as hell. So we're gonna get some scriptures and leave it there, Jake. And what you're saying, you're seeing Esau's kingdom come apart at the seams. Isaiah 17 verse 12. Woe to the many nations that rage. They rage like the raging sea. Woe to the peoples who roar, they roar like the roaring of great waters. Although the people roar like the roaring of surging waters, when he rebukes them, they flee far away. Driven before the wind, chaff on the hills like tumbleweed before gale. We're going to read that in the KJV. Woe to the multitude of many people, which make a noise like the noise of the seas, and to the rushing of nations that make a rushing like the rushing of many waters. The nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters, but Yahweh shall rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. You see that? So yeah, Jake, we're going to get a few more scriptures. We're going to leave it there. But yeah, they're talking about closing these straits. If they close these straits, and remember, Trump ain't made no deals with nobody. As far as I know, someone can correct me, ain't no damn deals been made. So in the midst of all that, you're going to have prices on everything shoot back up. And you may have the worst economic collapse in our lifetime. Why? Because we're in the end of days. And we're going to see everything in our lifetime. You see? Matthew 24 verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. I see you again real soon, Jake. Call Halal, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.
Publicly burning a Quran in a political protest. A Muslim man with a knife who threatened to kill him faced no charges.